Okay, when last we left our party, Alaria the Battle Priestess, Bert the Rogue Strix, Cornelius the Half-Elf Swordsman, Graham the Human Sea Reaver, and Kratos the Elven Fighter had purchased a few healing potions from Lottie's Elixirs. After the party had stopped for lunch, Alaria noticed a green creature scuffling through the nearby alleyway, where they gave chase to it. There were tumbles and some close calls, but in the end the creature was caught. Bert's stunt of gliding down to the public like a winged vigilante, however, gained some unwanted attention from the locals. He then stowed himself away in the Navalor. Graham and Kratos prepared to enter the fight pit as Alaria stood watch with the other medics on standby. Cornelius is currently asleep in the room by himself. So, as things start to heat up in the, I guess you can call it a stadium, Cornelius, you hear the crowds start the sounds of crowds roaring in the building next door. It's not very loud, but it's enough to wake you from your slumber. And as you awake, you hear a voice from not too far away, perhaps outside of your door. Oh, sorry, not your door. Outside the tavern that you are inside of. The voice
Here,
goes.
while you're talking to Cornelius, I just need to go close the door. I'll be right back.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, as you wake up, you hear a voice from outside yelling, "Grimsley's goods! Grimsley's goods! Come get 'em! It's all the random shit about the city. We've got a bunch of different things." And of course, there's a little jingle bell as he walks by. It kind of sounds like a large cart, and by the sounds of things, there's materials and whatnot that could be had upon this traveling merchant.
Okay.
Well, I guess I get out of bed. I prepare myself. I like you know do hygiene, basic all that stuff. Make myself look presentable, all that stuff.
Okay.
And
How long do you think you're gonna be doing that? Because as the
15
cart
minutes.
does, 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. As you do this, it seems the vendor outside, whoever it seems to be, uh, has sold a couple things. This shouts of thank you, some swearing actually. Seems not all sales were going well for this fellow, and it seems to be quieter. You can gather that he's starting to pass the area. As this happens, 1 second. As this happens, Alara, you see um, from the large open door, from the large closed door from across the stadium, a mechanical door opens up, sliding upwards like a garage door, and you see Kratos, Graham, and a bunch of other people from behind a glass window, and a halfling gentleman escorts two people to the left, and like to the left of that chamber, and another halfling escorts Graham and Kratos to the right side. It seems they're going to some sort of corridor that would lead them to the ring in the center. Graham and Kratos, you see a red-headed halfling gonna gather you like this way, and he points toward because you guys are in a dimly lit room, it's another corridor that seems to be going down to some sort of secondary room. What do you do?
I mean, we're being led along, right? So.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just giving you a chance to say anything. But yeah, for the future of this, if you do have something that your character wants to do or say during any of my explanations, just interrupt me. Just let me know what you're doing, like during this, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Okay. So he leads you down. Cornelius, what are you up to now? So you're all prepped and whatnot.
I leave the door and said that there's it's not like fighting, but like celebration outside, right?
So you open a door from your room from which you were sleeping, and you see now an open hallway, and then there's a couple doors that you know have are your other friends' rooms, Kratos, Graham,
I
etc.,
had
etc.
I'm assuming this is like still in.
You're in the hotel motel kind of area right now, and you're in the
Is it like
hallway.
mid-afternoonish?
It's about 3 p.m. right now.
Okay, so I my character would like kind of soon be like they'll probably still be up. They won't be in their rooms. So I guess he goes downstairs into the tavern or
Okay.
tavern, I guess, right? He goes to the up to the barkeep,
Yeah, Barkeep.
Yeah, yeah,
barkeep
barkeep.
maybe, and then he just asks about like what's all the commotion outside being about and all that stuff,
Okay.
and also asks for like water.
Okay. As you walk downstairs, you see that the bar is very empty. It seems that, as to your suspicions, something has been going on right now. And there's not a person in sight. Maybe like one or two people at one of the corners. And you walk up to the bartender. He promptly explains to you like, yeah, by all means, just next door. There's the fight pit event going on. You just enter through those double doors over there, and he points towards two very large doors. There's a bit of a crack in the middle that is slightly open, letting out a bunch of the noise, so he kind of has to raise his voice in order for you to hear him. But it's open, and he says like you can just go ahead inside. There's no one stops you from going inside there for the pit if you wish to do that. Other than that, if there's any other voices and whatnot that you were talking about, there was some sort of sales and whatnot going outside of the Baron's Count Inn.
Mm. I guess I have to remember. Okay, remember to myself. My character would know that he like about those two going to the fight, right? Like he was there to hear all that stuff before he went off his place. That they went out their separate ways after they went from the Navalor the first time.
I personally don't recall, but for the sake of this, yeah, I'll say he knows. I mean,
Okay,
it's not such
so
big knowledge, small knowledge, so.
he like nods to us to go like, oh right, like he nods him going right. There's that fight. Well, he decides to go and check it out.
Okay. At this point, you no longer hear the salesman outside of the Baron's Count Inn, and you walk through the doors. As soon as you get through, you see a gigantic room, most of which for you is shrouded in darkness, as the pews, or rather the benches, have been elevated up to a larger height, and all you can see are people's feet. And in the center is this large pole holding up what seems to be a boxing ring of sorts, and even higher than that, large hanging lights, and two large rooms also suspended in midair across to your left and to your right. One of them with, give me a perception check actually.
How accessible is the ground level from where I'm standing?
The ground level, I'm gonna say it's about a 20 feet drop from where you are, although you can't get it from like, because you're in a similar room to Graham and Kratos, except yours has just the medics and a bunch of equipment in it. You'd have to go backwards to a stairwell to go to the elevator going back to ground level.
Okay, and about how far is the general fighting area from where I'm going to be?
I'm gonna say it's about 25 feet or so from where you are to the edge
Okay.
of the fighting ring. I'm gonna say that magic will penetrate this glass wall, and any other magical effects can reach anyone else there, if that's what you're getting at.
Yep.
Okay. But yeah, Cornelius, that's what you see. Two large rooms, and because of your perception check, you see the familiar red-headed woman in one of the windows. and it's Alara standing next to two other people wearing a similar garb. You can easily assume that they are followers of Siren Ray, which you can deduce that they are medics. On the opposite side, you do see Graham and Kratos shirtless for whatever reason, and going off
Why
to
are
the
we
side.
shirtless?
Oh yeah, I didn't explain to you, but
No.
for this, it's basically like a gentleman's fisticuffs kind of fight. So for this, you guys don't have your armor and weapons. They'll be like with your other equipment. Yeah, I'll tell you what your AC and whatnot is later. But yeah, that's what you see. So Cornelius, what do you do? Oh, I guess for more information, and you can also ask me if you need more. There is like a mini elevator that takes it, elevates you up to the other seats if that's where you want to go to. Otherwise, you can look around for anything else.
Is it pretty like jam packed where all the seating is and whatnot?
It's fairly packed, although there are a couple empty seats here and there.
I guess to I'll walk up and go up to the higher levels, see if I can get like a better view of everything.
Okay, so you're gonna try and sit down on one of the benches.
Yeah, like on the like not bench, like not like on the ground floor, but like on. I guess I should add is there like seating along the top floor too? Like there's like the benches around
Let
the
me give
arena.
you a better description of what you're looking at. So imagine a high school gym, and then make it so that the roof is really fucking high, and then you have like long lights. Long cords at the end are lights that shine down, and from where you're at, like from the ground floor, from where you are, all you see is a bunch of gears attached to the wall. Some mini elevators going up.
Okay. I guess I'll go and just try to find a seat amongst the pews somewhere.
Okay. So you hit you stand on one of the platforms and pull the lever, and with a resounding click click click, the elevator brings you up. Its gears beside you. Make sure you not to touch it as it brings you up, and it stops promptly next to a pathway leading to several different seats. You have to like push a couple people aside, or some people are getting really rowdy. It seems they would have drunk before this, and you easily take a seat. I'm gonna say to the like one of the what's the word? One of the sides of the building. So like not underneath the platform that Alari is, and not in the one where Graham and Kratos are. If you know what I'm saying.
I'm like trying to visualize in my head. So
Okay, so imagine this. You're coming out of a gymnasium from underneath basketball hoops, and Graham and Kratos on the right, and Alara and the medics are on the left.
okay.
Cool. Yeah. So it's
Yeah.
kind of like that. So they're on your left. Alaria's on your left. Kratos and Graham on your right.
Okay.
Kratos and Graham are opposite to Alaria, etc., etc.
Okay.
Okay. So you're just gonna probably sit and watch, or whatever,
I'm just gonna sit and then wait to see what
and wait
happens.
to see what happens. Okay. Okay. So Alaria, Kratos and Graham, as you walk down with this halfling, he tells you to stand on a colored platform, and he says, "Don't cross the yellow lines, as there's painted lines around you." There's plenty of room for you guys to stand next to each other, and I assume you guys just stand on it.
Yep.
Okay, so as this happens, he leaps up and grabs this giant lever that seems that maybe you should have asked someone else to do this, but he managed to pull this thing, and he's wiggling his feet, and eventually the lever clicks down, and doors open up to see the crowd in front of you. And there's a lot of people. Like, you couldn't see it before from the dimly lit room, but now that it's all bright, there's a bunch of people cheering, seem riled up from Alari's performance earlier. Completely wild. Yeah. And the platform that you're standing on is like a mechanical arm that's being extended from opposite sides of the room, and it promptly drops you off at the boxing ring in the middle. You guys land on your feet, just kind of uh, wobble a bit after getting your balance. You see opposites, the two gentlemen with um, the thicker looking gloves had just stopped right in front of you, having done the same thing, have been dropped off by these mechanical arms. There's a tall humanoid in front of you. Nothing special about him, as he does look human. He's wearing a bow tie. He has a very uppity kind of air about him, and the long microphone that extends from the roof lowers down once again, and he holds it in his hand. Are you ready for a fight? On the left side, we have... Shit, sorry. On the left side, we have Paraglass's finest. And as the two people with the thicker boxes look up, the crowd starts going wild. You can see their blue shorts look similar to that of the Paraglass officers, from that you had encountered previously. They're not the same people, but you can tell that it's the show off of these are one of the people that protect the citizens. Shh, Chris, stop. And it's like, on the right we have our new contestants, Graham Walker and Vin Diesel. And the crowd continues to cheer.
And I kind of throw my I put up I throw my fist into the air. Like, yeah!
roll a
Vin
charisma
Diesel.
check, just straight charisma.
Roll a charisma check?
Yeah, just charisma. In your core.
Okay.
I'm just curious. I'm just for flavor.
Yeah, that's
The crowd picks up on this and it's like, yeah! Like, they see this tall, menacing elf, and they ride with it. They're so excited. They can't wait to see what happens. And the announcer in the middle looks to the two officers. Then he looks at you two. All right, gentlemen, I want a clean fight. No weapons, and only the things that you provided here earlier. At the sound of the bell, you will touch gloves, and the fight will start. Understood? He looks at the two officers, and they give a nod. And then he looks at you two.
Yeah, I'll give a nod.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, ready? And the two boxers slowly walk up to you, holding their fists in front of them. And all of a sudden, ding, ding, ding! The bell resounds, and one of them, or rather both of them, extends their left fist, waiting for contact. I want both of you to roll initiative. And for the sake of things, Christian, can you also roll initiative?
Where do you go to roll initiative again? I forget every week.
It's in core near the bottom.
Okay.
That works.
Nice.
Oh, did you get mine?
It's not on the turn tracker, but it showed up in the...
Yeah, don't worry, I'm not using turn tracker anymore. I'm doing everything by paper. It's just faster this way.
Ooh, Cornelius wants to get involved.
Just want to be.
How
I just want to join
devious.
along. I just want to be popular.
Yeah, no, that's totally fine, man. Totally fine.
Just throw cans into the ring from the audience.
Cornelius booze.
I mean, you're in the middle of the
I go
crowd
get
if you want to sell stuff. Anyway. So, Kratos and Graham, you extend your fists out and you touch gloves. Graham, it's your turn. Kratos, you are on standby.
Okay. So the tap gloves. We're starting now.
Yep, fights now. Go ahead.
Do we have a map or?
We're
No,
just
no,
in a
no
ring,
map.
right? So
Yep,
Okay.
it's in a boxing ring. It's about 30 foot by 30 foot, so you guys are always gonna be within range. If just regular movement.
So is there like a difference between these two guys, and like which one did each of us tap gloves with?
Oh shit. Yeah. Give me a second. Okay, so the one that you tap gloves with, Graham, you're looking at a tall, muscular man. He's blonde. He's got a big, poofy mustache and a small tuft of hair. Very muscular. For better imagery, you remember the really buff guy from Full Metal Alchemist?
Oh, not
Armstrong?
Mustang.
Armstrong.
Armstrong. Yeah, yeah. You're fighting Armstrong.
I was thinking like Dudley from Street Fighter. But
I mean,
also,
close
they're
enough.
basically the same character.
I'm sorry, I might have missed it. Did you say who I'm fighting?
Not yet.
He's gonna-
So, uh, what's your name?
Me?
Kratos.
Vin Diesel.
Vin Diesel, yes. Vin Diesel, you're fighting a very lean man with toned muscles, loose trousers, and he's got a bit of a circle beard, so like it's very trimmed. I don't have another visual for you, but that's like the best I got right now. But yeah, circle
Okay.
beard. It's not a shaved head, but it's very
Buzz.
short hair.
Mhm.
In terms of stat wise, they have some different attacks, but they're basically the same.
That's what I was just wondering, like size difference.
Okay. Also, Chris Chick, I don't want to put Guile's theme in because they might put more ads in this video.
Fair enough.
Also, it doesn't go with everything, like they say.
I don't know. Okay, anyway, Graham, I'm giving you 10 seconds to decide what you want to do, else your turn will be skipped. Go ahead.
I take a swing at the guy's head.
Okay, so we're doing melee here, so I want you to go to attacks, and for all melee purposes, you're going to be clicking on the melee button.
Yep.
Okay, so you're just going to swing at his face?
Yep.
Okay, so you swing at his face, and you go really wide, but it seems this guy's was concentrated on something else, and you smack him in the face. Roll a 1d20 plus your strength mod,
1d20.
and I'm not sure what your strength mod is.
Strength mod. Well, my strength mod is 4. So where is the dice? Oh, I always forget how to do rolls in this thing. Where's
It's just slash roll space
Oh,
1d20.
okay. I thought there was
plus.
a button.
Oh yeah,
D20, and then
plus your mod.
Oh, just add it on.
Yeah, like an equation.
Okay.
Okay, so like copy that equation just for every time you do damage. Tony, you can do the rest. I mean, do the same. Okay, so you hit him for. So you swing at him, and it's a square. It's a solid hit. You hit him right across the face, and in for 6 damage.
So-
Well, that's plus. I didn't do plus my strength. That's 6 plus 4.
So what was I'm
Oh,
trying
I
to
s-
like I'm reading up on something here. What was Chris doing that he had to re-roll that for?
I'm sorry.
He rolled a melee. Oh, was that damage that he put
That's
in?
just to attack. Because you guys are doing fisticuffs, we're just gonna click the melee button
So
in your attacks.
if I do D20, if I just type in roll D20, does it add in my strength modifier? Or do I have to do that myself?
No, you gotta do it yourself. Here, I'll type it in the chat.
Well,
it's-
why did he roll a d20 instead of just take what the 15 was?
Because the D20 was the check to make sure I hit,
Oh, okay.
or the 15 was to make sure I hit.
And then
Oh,
what was
there
the
we go.
d20?
That was damage.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so if you type that shit, from Chris or mine. But for
Alright.
this,
Oh, okay.
6 plus, yeah, so
Yeah. So so in this on this turn I'll just do it's 6 plus 4. So
yeah.
it's 10.
Okay. I forgot to do their health. Give me a second.
Ooh.
Okay. So you hit him in the face. Kratos, go ahead.
All right.
Tony.
I am going to I'm kind of put like ready in action, so I'm going to put up my arms in a defensive position, and I'm going to counter a hit.
Okay. Okay. Let's see here.
Parry that shit.
It's gonna do the Ryu parry.
Okay, so
137.
so the one that you hit square in the face, Graham. He gets hit and uses the momentum to swing his arm back, and he's gonna swing in front. He's gonna swing to attack you, and does a 10 hit you? Your AC. Actually, I have your AC right here. It's basically without your armor. So Graham, your AC
Yeah,
is
it'd be-
13.
Yeah, it
Kratos,
would be
yours
your
is
touch.
17. Oh, touch. Oh shit. Well,
Because
that's
touch
easier
is
then.
what ignores armor.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's better. Thanks. Yeah, we'll use that. So I assume 10 doesn't hit you. So he swings to hit you,
yeah.
and you just easily curl up your body and you duck right underneath it. As this happens, the other boxer steps up right in your face, Kratos, and he takes a swing at you.
Does he reach my face?
Because you are countering.
No, I meant like is he tall enough to like come up to my face?
Oh, I see. Yeah, no, he doesn't. But he like.
Yeah, he can
You
still
know
hit me.
the height difference. He can still
Yeah,
get
no,
to your
I'm
face.
just joking.
Yeah.
So yeah, he goes up to you and he swings to your solar plexus. Because you're countering, how are we gonna do this? Your C.
D?
I don't know, cause like if you're countering, hold on, give me a second. Let's see anything about.
Well,
So like
if
you punch him before he starts attack.
if he succeeds the counter, you could give him an attack of opportunity.
That's true, cause yeah, I'm trying to think like how does a counter work. But yeah, for the sake of this, we can do that. So I'm gonna try and he's gonna try and attack, and I want you to do an opposing attack and see which one hits first.
Okay.
Okay. So he goes to attack you, but your fists are faster as it swings from inside of his reach, and you crack him in the face. Roll damage for me.
1d20?
So that's 1d20 plus your, or rather, fuck, how do we do damage again? It's because 1d20 plus strength mod is a little
1d20
much.
plus.
Strength?
No, I think that's wrong actually, because like you can't do that
D20
much
is a
damage.
heavy, because like
Yeah.
a sword is D10.
Oh, wait a second. No, because these guys are using the monk class and they do 1d6 plus their strength mod. So, but because you're
You want
not
me to roll
proficient
mine
in
again?
melee, no, it's okay. I'll just leave yours as is. From now on for
1 second.
melee damage, sorry, we're calculating this mid-game, but do 1d5 plus your strength mod at disadvantage.
I'm gonna do a quick look at it. Let's see if I can find it.